And we're back where we were before, ready to launch our orbital satellite mission. I want to make this its own separate thing and a bit shorter because I was coming up on 10 minutes. I don't want to go over 10 minutes if I can help it. But also because this shows the actual second screen that you'll see most often, the actual mission screen. So we're ready to launch, so let's hit yes. Okay, so you'll see this for every mission. It shows you the scheduled launch, what facility it's on, what the date is, and what the mission type is, in this case an orbital satellite. It tells you whether it's a single or joint launch. It tells you what the safety factors are of each component, in this case our Explorer at 95% and our Atlas at 61%. We can scrub the mission from here. We can continue, which will basically show the mission going on. Playful I never use because it just shows the video in like a window with no information. So let's continue. Okay, so we are in our countdown. The bottom, sort of middle bottom, you'll see for each step, it will come up with a bar. A blue bar representing the safety of the component. Yep, you see we had a big problem. It appeared in blue to show what the safety rating of the component was. And then the green bar raises to indicate what the actual role of the game was against that component. Ideally, you want that bar to stop below so that you have some blue left over. In this case, it looks like the game rolled a perfect 100, so once it went over the safety factor of the Atlas, it went red, indicating a step failure. So once it goes through some filler, which I'm only keeping in because of, oh, there we go. I think we're more than no-go. I think we had some serious problems. So when you have a step in your mission fail, you get treated with a step failure screen, like this. What the step was, what the component it was checking against, the safety rating of the component. Note that it said 60. This is because the game is applying that -1 penalty because we have never had a successful orbital satellite mission before. And the roll it rolled against. Well, not 100, but a 97. Mission failure, premature engine burnout, range officer destroys rocket and payload. So our mission is a failure. Which means we get dumped to the mission review screen. Explorer 1 was a failure, and so we lost 3 prestige because we did not succeed in putting a satellite into orbit. We can replay the mission if we want, but I never do that, so let's just continue. Fall of 58. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, astronauts in the news. Once you have astronauts, things will start happening to them. That will tell you, basically, if something happens to an astronaut, in this case Grissom was injured, whether they have retired or are going to retire, or whether they were injured or killed in the mission. And the CIA has information. Yay. Actually, we'll check out the CIA just to show you what it's like. You click the Pentagon. The library says that the Soviet Union has See, this is what I mean by saying the CIA is useless. Because, yes, they say the Soviet Union has purchased a new group of cosmonauts, but they say that this is group number 2, which is impossible to get at this point in the game. They also, every time they give new information, they have certain assumptions that you can see, like in the CIA intelligence. Right, okay. So if the CIA says that they have a component that the Soviets are developing and they estimate its efficacy at a certain level, they will appear here in this intelligence stat screen. But since it's a group of cosmonauts, they don't show up here. Note their intelligence is piss poor, to be honest. So notice we can now have new buildings. All these over on the right-hand side are for, training for our astronauts, advanced training for different skills. The medical center, which is where we have our injured astronaut, Grissom. He will come out of hospital once he is finished injured, once he is recovered. And we have our astronaut complex. From here, if we have astronauts that are free, we can transfer them to different programs, or we can visit the programs ourselves through the facility transfer button. Notice how it goes from transfer to location to visit location. Our astronauts right now are in basic training, however. They will be there for another 2 seasons, and then they will be free to actually, be assigned to a manned space program. We can pull them out early if we want to, but then they won't get full training. I never do it, some people do. Then you can see their current skills, as well as their mood. I'll talk about that in another video, what the mood means. It's a very important skill. It's a very important statistic. But we'll just leave them in there for right now. We also have our satellite programs. It basically tells us duration level, the longest duration we have, safety for our docking module, which we don't have. So we have our orbital satellite program, so it shows up. 1 attempt, none successful, -3 prestige. So what we want to do is simply, let's try this again. Now, this time, since we don't have an Explorer or an Atlas in our inventory, we can just hit A and auto-purchase the hardware we need for 4 MBs, like so. So we can actually carry out the mission. So, hardware is assembled, mission control the schedule. We'll research full on our rocket for 81. That should be much better, and then we'll save the rest of the money for something else. Just in case, we'll throw up another orbital satellite there and see how that goes. So, now we have another mission ready to go. Let's see if we can actually be a success this time. Alright, November 58. And our Atlas is now at 81%, so continue. Note, you can hit the space or enter key to skip these things and go from one step to another step. But since this mission is short enough, I'll just let it go, because we'll be done with this mission in time for 10 minutes. Okay, now we have a successful launch. You can see the green bar only went up part way. So there's green and then there's blue, which means that the roll was less than the safety factor for the component, which means that the step is a success. Now it has a lot of these FMVs with audio. This is a lot better than the actual floppy version of the game. Yes, this originally came... Buzz Aldrin's Race in Space was released in, 93, I think. It was on floppies. So you got very limited audio and basically, 6 or 7 frame slideshows for these little video clips. Alright, so we have our first mission step complete. So we go to our second mission step, our orbital insertion burn, which was a success. Thank goodness. Yeah. And then our hardware power on, which is our third and final step for the mission, was a success. Yes, we have put an orbital satellite into orbit. We are the bestest forever. So now, in the mission summary screen, we have a prestige of 12 because it was a success, and in particular because it was a prestige first. You get extra prestige if you are the first or second to do a mission. So for an orbital satellite, for instance, the first to get a success gets 12 prestige, the second gets 5, every subsequent one only gets you 1, and it's -3 if you fail. So it's a good way to kind of track and see, to go for as many firsts as you can, because that gets you more prestige, prestige gets you higher budgets, gets you more money, and you're able to do more. Spring of 1959. And you get positive events like this. We get someone who's decided to give us 7 more MBs for this season. Success! But I think I'll stop here, because I think this is a good 3-pack of videos to kind of start off with. What I will do is I'll actually save the game right here. Let's play 1. And save. And with that, I will see you all next time for Race into Space 1.1.0, where we hopefully don't kill people. There's a distinct possibility with this game, but we'll see. So, later.